So hi everybody and welcome back to our C++ tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 307, and in this video we start with a reference initialization because we already watched the declaration in our last videos, and now we have to see how this initializer work. And the thing is that I will just jump to the examples here instead of reading all the text here. You can read this one, try to understand it. But the nice thing is we already know many things, and the really new thing is this reference object. But let's get started. First of all, we start with the syntax, and here we have a non-list initialization. Again, let's repeat fast initialization. Which initialization we can? There are more three major initializations. One is the list initialization, one is the direct initialization, which is the round brackets, and one is the copy initialization, which we already know. So if you know these three major ones, that's it, but there are some combined as well. We will see. So here we are on the non-list initialization, and we are talking about reference. So this one you should already know. This is the thing what we learned at fast, but now we call this kind of reference L reference because we have here an ampersand, because we make a L reference here. Okay, then again we have here two versions. One is this and the other one is the direct initialization with the round brackets. Here's the copy initialization, and now the new thing is this our reference, which we learned new, right? We need this for move semantics and binding temporary values. We know it's not just move semantics, we can use them to bind temporary values as well, and in the examples we will see this in a moment. And you can see here also since C++11, so if you remember about this value categories, they introduced this with C++11, this distinguish about this value categories, and they introduced this R value reference. Okay, so this function ref par, here's a explanation what this means. This one, a function with a parameter of reference type. So this one is just a function with a reference type, and this one is considered as an initialization too. So the question is, wait a minute, why is this considered to be an initialization? Because you can initialize a value backwards. So if you have a function, right, like this one, and let's say the value is not assigned, you can assign it through the reference with a function call. Sometimes irritates this in some code examples, because there was a code example I was, hey, where's the value? I have never seen the assigned value, and it was in a function hidden. So you have to remember this as well. This one we also know, this is a function return type. Again, we have a function and then you return this one. We will see in a moment some examples. And then this one is a syntax for classes. So you can see they create a class, they call the class object or something like that. And then they make a member initialization, right? And we will see here also examples in a moment. So let's get to the ordinary list initialization. So again, non-list and list. List, when you hear list initialization, this was non-list, this is list. List is all time this curly braces, we remember this one. So these are the three major ones. This is the copy, direct, and the list one. And then you can see it's similar. Now we are using just the curly braces. So here this syntax is similar, just the difference is here curly braces. And of course here, careful about this one. This is also called, I think, the list copy initialization, and this one is just list initialization without copy initialization. And the same thing goes here with the R reference. You can see this one is similar to this one, just that we are using the list syntax here. And here function parameter, again, yeah, the same thing here. We have a function, and now we are using the parameters with list. But here one note, again, careful about using this copy initialization. This is the initialization which we know, which with the equal sign, and this will, it's very easy because it's very readable. That's why many use it, but it is not considered to be safe. Why not? What was the problem with this copy initialization? If you remember, the compiler is allowed to make an implicit conversion, which means if you have here a, let's say a double, you created a double, let's call it double, something like that. Let me see if I can make you this one fast. Have I something like, yeah, here, I have here an example. Let's say you create here a house number, and let's say this house number is a double 6.3. And let's say you have here now, and let's try this house number to assign to an int, because you are allowed to that. For example, I can say int house number 2, and I say house number. And I'm allowed to that. Why is that so again? Do you remember this double int? They are not confirmed normally, but why is that so? Because the compiler is doing behind the scene an implicit conversion, and that's why this initializer with this equal sign is not considered to be safe, because perhaps you don't wanted this one. And then what happens is this 0.3 is cut. Later you get just 6 here assigned, and perhaps you don't want that. And if you are using this list initialization, and that's why you will see this in our newer codes more, that they are using this curly braces for initializing many things, then the compiler will complain it's not allowed implicit conversion. All right, remember this one, it's the new thing and many uses because of safety. But there is a problem, like I said, this one is not safe, but it's readable. It's easy to see. This one can irritate you a little bit with, let's say, a scope or other things. And the same goes here with the direct initialization with the round brackets. It can irritate you with a function call or something. So you see the readability is a little bit, yeah, sometimes not that fast like this one. But if you use this one, just remember implicit conversion can happen. So that's that. That was a repeat of this one. And now let's go here to something new. I still use C++, Visual Studio 2019. So in my PC works not this one here right now. And this is the new thing. And this is called the designated list initialization. What is this? This one here is actually if you have a class. Let's say you have a class, the class has some members, and you can just say, okay, this is the first member, this is the second member, and so on. So this is the new thing you can see since C++ 20. So it's a relative new. And yeah, and let's go. And again, it's the same thing like here, the other ones, again with the reference, the R reference. And just for classes, you can make them instantly. And we will see there are some examples. So that was this introduction a little bit to the syntax. And now we will jump to the examples. But before that, let's make a break. In the next video, I start the examples because it's will take a little bit of a while. But if you have any questions, like all time, write in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye and good luck and have fun.